Hey, what's going on? I'm backstage at Heavy Montreal with the legend Ice-T. What's going on?
Hey man, we're so happy to be here. We barely made it.
I just watched you pretty much annihilate Montreal from the side of the stage. I would be pretty hard pressed to say that Ice-T and Body Count are back.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we put out a new album. We actually just came off the Mayhem Fest. Yesterday was the last day. We're in Dallas, Texas. We went out there. We had an incredible run, like about 38 shows, and now this is our last show. We barely made it here today, but you know, it makes it all worthwhile. Montreal has an incredible audience for live performance. I'll never forget it. It was incredible today, and after having such a hard day, we slept in the airport just to come out there and see, you know, the people's reaction made it worth it.
I think what made me the happiest during your set was, you know, obviously the classics, people are going to love them, but the reaction that you got for the new song, Talk Shit, Get Shot, was probably the best reaction of the set. Would you not agree?
Yeah, you know.
And that must feel good, right?
We play, you know, we've been ripping through 25-minute sets, so today we played like 35 minutes, but, you know, we played the two new songs, and now Manslaughter, the only people know that record are the people that bought the album so far, so that's like a test. Talk Shit Get Shot is on YouTube now. It's about 750,000 views. But you know, right now we want people to actually go out, pay $9 and take the risk and get the album. You can hear the whole album on YouTube, but you know, invest in it. That way, you know, when we come around, you'll know the words. We'll do more songs.
I really like the covers that you have on the record, especially the one in 99 Problems.
Well,
what inspired that?
Well, that's a retake, you know. I mean, that's my record, and you know, we did that record 11 years before Jay-Z did it, and you know, people will say, even though you said it, say I covered Jay-Z.
Right, but
no,
right.
It's we call it a rejack in hip hop. You know, take my song back. But like we were just playing with it in the studio when we were making the album, and everybody used to tease me. And I said, all right, let's just throw it on here. Like in hip hop, we do inserts, like skits. So it comes on with me singing a cappella, and then it hits, and then, you know, some people go, wait a minute, Ice is doing Jay-Z's song, and then you get to smack the shit out of them. Say, now that's Ice, that's the original 99 Problems. And then we did Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah, it was great.
You know, you can't be a hardcore band out of LA without paying homage to Suicidal. You know, people say, Ice, you guys had that gangster look, but really Suicidal had it first. You know, Mike had the bandanas, and they were representing that skating, and, you know, just wasn't normal punk. It didn't look normal, it looked more gangster, you know. So, you know, that's my favorite Suicidal song, and I just said, how can I do it? And we just flipped the scenarios, brought it up to 2014, and had fun with it. You know, if you watch the video, my good friend Glenn Friedman produced the Suicidal album and the video. So, you know, I think one thing about bands is I think if bands take themselves too serious, it gets boring to me. So I like the fact that, you know, Body Count will scare you sometimes, but sometimes it's just for jokes.
Well, for sure, it's in a way it's another role, right?
It's Grindhouse. You know, if you ever watch Grindhouse movies, that's what Body Count is. I mean, I've been searching for a title for what we are, but we're Grindhouse metal, which is it's so outrageous it can't be taken seriously.
It's like watching a Rodriguez movie or a Tarantino movie.
Yeah,
that's a great title, Grindhouse.
So when Body Count runs to the car, we don't pull out a gun, we pull out a rocket launcher. It's just way over the top. And like I told people, I'm like, if you believe Cop Killer, you also believe on the next song I decapitated my mother with a Ginsu carving knife, which we only use on bullshit holidays like Thanksgiving. So it's just my imagination saying what if. I think we all wish we could reach through a laptop screen and snatch a hater.
Like at the beginning of the video.
Like she gets shot. So in Body Count, we do it.
Yeah.
We do it. It's kind of like we're the guys that'll do the dirty work for you that you wish you could do.
Does it feel good to be back with Body Count after such a lengthy break?
Well, absolutely, man. There's nothing that can compare to live performance. I mean, doing movies is great, you know, but, you know, when you do a film or a television, that's a delayed reaction. You're acting it. Like right now, I'm doing this interview, but I'm not around for the reaction to this video. But if I was talking in front of a live audience, I could feel them, if they're feeling what I'm saying or not. I don't think there's anything that can match the rock star. Even when our president was running for election, they said he's a rock star. Like a rock star was a step up from the presidency.
But he kind of was. I mean, everyone really got into that election. I mean, there was something different that was happening.
The thing
there.
of a rock star is when you got that, when you step on that stage and you got people hanging on every single word. There's nothing like it. Like in the middle of my set, I could be like, I want a glass of water, and they'll cheer.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen.
You can say anything.
That doesn't happen in real life. But you got to get that audience in your palm of your hand, you know, and some people do it different ways. I kind of like bully them into submission.
Well, yeah, you had what I liked is you had a kid up that was up in the front of the audience, and you asked him, how old are you guys? How old are you guys? How old are you? And he said 16.
Yeah.
And I thought that, and then you went on with a great stage back.
I said, yeah, you could be at a Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber show, but you're here at 16 years old, and the audience gotta love that, you know. And you know what I do with body count though is like in hip hop we do segues into songs, and you know a lot of metal bands, you know, you go song, but I kind of do the stuff that we do in hip hop where I say, you know, if you said something, say talk. And then we drop it, and that's the same way a DJ drops records. And I think a lot of the call and response, I'm just watching Hatebreed, and they got a lot of it. But you know Jamie's a hip-hop fan.
Absolutely.
So I think as you start to merge genres together, you get different forms of music, which is it's all music at the end of the day, so it's fun.
You still go to IHOP a lot? Yeah,
I go to IHOP.
The reason I'm asking you is because when I moved to LA in '99,
right.
and I remember we're this like small Canadian band, and we just moved to LA. You know, it's like you moved to Hollywood.
Right.
We're at IHOP at like 2 a.m, and you were in the booth behind me, and I heard your voice, and I was like, "That's fucking Ice-T."
You know, it's fucking funny though. It's like I eat at IHOP, I eat at Denny's,
In-N-Out,
In-N-Out, all that bullshit. And then sometimes, like, you know, on Twitter now you're saying I'm at IHOP, and people go, "You're at Denny's?" I'm like, what is there, a fucking Gucci egg I'm missing or some shit? You know what I'm saying? I mean, an egg is a fucking egg, okay? So, you know, you're stupid. But people have this weird belief that, I hate to say it, like, with any degree of success, you no longer do normal things.
right?
I mean, like Kool-Aid doesn't taste good anymore or some weird shit like that, you know? Like, you know, a McDonald's cheeseburger is bad. No, that all this, what happens usually when people become successful, they go on this mission and they do everything they never could do.
Right.
And they come back to the shit they like. And they'll be, you know, so what? They're sitting in the in the penthouse suite, but they're eating fucking Frosted Flakes. You know, because that's the shit they like. So you get a little better room, I guess. That's all that happens. You get a better room. But at the end of the day, you know, you want what you like.
A lot of people know you, and it's funny because through the generations, I mean, I know you from Color soundtrack and from all that, but a lot of people know you, like my dad knows you from Law and Order.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, you know, for one generation, you're the cop killer guy. For another generation, you're a detective.
Well, you know, first off, it's like, I've been on Law and Order now going on 16 years.
Yeah.
So if a kid is 18, he was 2 when I went on Law and Order, so he has no reference point to me doing music. And if you notice, even when we do our set, the first song, usually people are just staring there, flat-footed. They don't want to move. They're really just kind of taking in like, yo, this is what this motherfucker really does. Like, I've been watching him on TV, but this is his shit right here. And after that, by the second song, they just start moshing. But you can't mosh and watch the same show at the same time. So I get the flat-footed response right out the gate, and then they just say, "Oh shit," and it dawns on them that they're having a good time. But you know, I mean, I believe everybody that acts wants to do music, and everyone that does music wants to act.
And you're able to do both, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, you know, they're gonna take the worst guy from rock and make him, you know, a school teacher. That's what they do with acting. You got what's called going against type. So, you know, I played cops in New Jack City. I mean, at least the cop I play on TV chases pedophiles and chases child molesters. Nobody likes them. I'm not a fan of the cops. Don't get it fucked up. But I'm a fan of acting. And when they ask you to act, you can't be a rock star and then say, I have to act like a rock star. It doesn't fucking work. You're not going to get a job. So they're going to make you do something you normally wouldn't do. And that's when you prove you got acting chops.
Tell me a bit about your relationship with Jonathan Davis from Korn, because I've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media that you guys are hanging out a lot, or you were hanging out on the Mayhem tour.
Well, you know, Korn is a West Coast band, and they're from the same generation as us. I mean, I remember seeing them when they first started out, and it was a different kind of rock that was coming out of that West Coast, along with Rage Against the Machine, Limp Bizkit, people like, you know, so he's kind of like a kindred brother of that movement of, I don't like giving it titles, but Korn isn't as much metal as it is funk.
Absolutely.
You know,
especially with the groove.
Yeah. So, you know, but it's just guitars. And, you know, we're connected another way because his right-hand man, Sleep, went to school with me and from the same gang neighborhood I'm from and stuff. So, you know, Sleep been with him 18 years. So that's love. But, you know, we go out there on a tour. You're going to find the bands that you like a lot, and you'll become like we became extremely tight with Cannibal Corpse, because Cannibal Corpse went through all that drama when we were going through our stuff at 6 in the morning. I mean, when we were going with the cop killer stuff, they was on Cannibal's ass.
Yeah.
Back then, you know, and we called them, we're the gray hair crew. You know, all of us is out there. And that's the beauty of rock. The beauty of rock is they respect veterans.
Absolutely.
So me and George, Corpse Grinder, we out there having a good time with them. We met this new band that we love out of Texas called Upon a Burning Body, which happened to be on Sumerian, but these kids are brutal. I mean, we became fun with the Darkest Hour. Just different bands migrate toward each other. I think one thing I think that people aren't aware of that is, and I've said it, is that fans are far more polarized with this music than the artists are. Fans really think you can't like Hatebreed and like Ice-T. They don't know that me and Jamie are friends. They don't think you can like Slayer and Ice-T. They don't know I'm one of the only people that ever done a duet with Slayer.
That's it.
Because as artists, we listen to everybody's. We became friends with Texas Hippie Coalition out there, you know, because music is music. And we know somebody who's a sucker and who's whack. We'll say that band sucks. But some bands are really, really good, and you can learn a lot from them. And you'd be surprised. I was sitting with the Cannibal Corpse guys talking about Humpty Dance, you know. So I think the fans gotta really get their minds open and say, hey, if it sounds good to me, I'm gonna have to be courageous enough to like it, whether it's Ice-T or Sade, or whether it's, because see, to me, dope is just dope.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse is dope, but so is Jane's Addiction.
Absolutely.
Just different variations of dope shit. It all ain't gotta sound the same. And then you got the biters, the motherfuckers that you know are trying to sound so much like somebody that they like kind of like eliminate themselves from the equation. So the one thing about my band is I always wanted us to sound unique. You know, we're not the same as, you know, as Jamie's band. We're not Hatebreed, but it's dope in another way. And that's important.
Thanks so much for taking the time, man. It's great to see you back, and I'd love to see a reunion tour for the Power record.
You know, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen.
It's coming up, right?
Yeah, we're gonna finish this. This is our last date out. Then we take a break. Then we're going down to play the Gorbacue with Hatebreed. We'll be down there. Then we got this thing in Brooklyn. What's the thing in Brooklyn, Mickey? The Afro Punk Fest. Something. Then we're gonna do a couple of videos. Then I'm gonna go back and do my day job. You know, pay some bills, and we'll see what happens. Probably start another album. And hopefully we'll tour Europe next summer.
Backstage, Heavy Montreal with Ice motherfucking T.
Bitch.